try. Empty, but I'm still wasting my time just getting by. As I'm drowning slowly, I scream into nothing just to feel something. Is anyone listening? The more that I feed it, the deeper I sink it. Is anyone listening?
my goodness. Do we have a new bloodline? I don't know, man. Looks like we got the Bloodline Civil War. But who gave Solo the orders for what he did tonight to poor Jimmy Uso? Is Solo acting on his own? Or is Solo acting on behalf of the final boss? It's very interesting development, man. Solo Sikoa turns on Jimmy. Tama Tonga debuts as a part of the bloodline. Also, Cody Rhodes. He needs a first challenger for the WWE Championship. It looks like we may be headed towards a reunion of Bullet Club members at Backlash. What a show we got lined up for you guys tonight. A lot of drama in the online internet wrestling community. Who works harder than everybody else? Work ethic, this person's great. Oh my God. Go blow me. Nobody gives a shit. You want the best? You got him. The numbers prove it. Fuck your work ethic. Fucking crybabies. I got 2,000 people, 2,400 people. I haven't even said a fucking thing about pro wrestling yet. Why? Because I'm the fucking final boss. Nobody does it like us. And I'll show you why. Because when I get there, I want to know, what the fuck are you guys drinking? I'll see you over there.
Why has Triple H been so successful? Why is Triple H running WWE better than Vince McMahon and Bruce Pritchard on Monday and Friday night? Long-term booking.
Guys, thank you so very much for joining me right here on Off the Script. This is your Friday Night SmackDown post show for April 12th, 2024. I am your host, JD from New York, as always, coming to you live from the OTS venue inside my mother's basement. Thank you guys so very much for joining me on your Friday nights, wherever you may be. Tonight, sponsored by DraftKings. DraftKings is going to be a major part of UFC 300 And we will talk about my friends over at DraftKings a little bit later on in the show. Tonight, sponsored by DraftKings. Download the app and make sure you guys take advantage of the special offer that OTS is offering everybody tonight. All you need to do is bet $5 and get $150 back in bonus bets. Use that promo code JD from NY after downloading the app. DraftKings, tonight's sponsor on Off the Scripts. SmackDown. I sense a lot of people enjoyed SmackDown tonight. I sense a lot of people also were wondering, well, where was the Friday night SmackDown after WrestleMania? Not a lot happened tonight. That usually would happen for a show following WrestleMania. I'm going to reiterate this again after I've already told you what happened on Monday. There is a draft coming up in about 3 weeks. Whatever you see on television, minus the Bloodline, is all going to disappear after the draft. You may get a feud still lingering on after the draft because both participants or whoever is in a feud that WWE wants to keep going may end up on the same brand. Backlash is a throwaway show. Honestly, nothing that happens at Backlash will carry forward after the WWE draft. So I want to get that out of the way right now. The Bloodline. A lot of people were wondering what is going to happen with the Bloodline. What is WWE's major story now that Cody's story is finished? Cody may have won the WWE Championship. And we have a super chat already because Phantom knows. Phantom knows who the final boss is. My guy Phantom67 with a $100 super chat. Enjoying a Crown Royale peach on ice. SmackDown was cooking tonight. Had no idea who Tama Tonga was. Now I do. Maybe Phantom went to go Google it. Excited for the Bloodline Civil War. JD is the number one in the IWC. And if anyone has anything different to say, they can come talk to me. Cheers. OTS. Love it. Love it. We have forever changed the game in the IWC. Nobody does what we do. Nobody looks like we do. They all suck. Sorry to be the bearer of bad news. Phantom, thank you very much for your $100 super chat. AA in the chat says the draft is not an excuse for a boring show. Really? I'm sorry. Maybe we should take the script and mail it to Tony Khan because I've been saying exactly what TK needs to do. Long-term booking. Stop telling me what's better, WWE or AEW. They both have fucking problems. And if you don't listen to me address those problems and you want to bring a tribalistic aspect to what we do here, I'll be the first person to kick you the fuck out of here. I don't deal with it. The Bloodline. A lot of people, Phantom, thank you, brother. A lot of people were wondering where the Bloodline was going to go now that Cody Rhodes finished his story, won the WWE Championship. Roman Reigns is subsequently off television. In the interim, he will be back. The Rock, Roman Reigns, both off television. Rock is going to film a movie. He'll be back somewhere rumored to be late summer. So what does that mean for Jimmy? What does that mean for Paul Heyman? What does that mean for Solo Sikoa? Now, if they wanted to take a break with the Bloodline in general, they could have easily done that. They could have taken Paul Heyman and put him with Bron Breakker, a new client of Paul Heyman, the advocate for Bron Breakker. I hope that still actually does happen, though. I'd love to see it. But a lot of people wondered what happened. We got our answers tonight. Solo Sikoa looked at Paul Heyman and addressed Paul Heyman when they walked by the locker room that was formerly Roman's, which is now Cody's, because he's the WWE champion. Paul Heyman stopped him and basically said, wins and losses matter around here. That's a first one. You would have never heard that in the Vince McMahon era. The Triple H era, wins and losses do matter. But he didn't mean it in that way. He didn't mean it in the way where Tony Khan foolishly gives us rankings and then doesn't do anything with them. He means Roman lost. Roman gets all that he previously had taken away from him until he wins it again. I'll stop there because we got Billy Sizane with a $100 super chat. Billy Bomb. JD, thank you for being the ace of the IWC. Damn right. Tama Tonga, been a fan of his since he was an OG from the Bullet Club, or just go Google it, geeks. Hope you have a great weekend, JD. You deserve it, brother. Billy. Another round of applause for OTS, where the big bombs come in, man. Billy and Phantom, thank you, brother. And thank you, Phantom, once again. Wins and losses do matter. He didn't mean it in the context of the way AEW doesn't take wins and losses seriously, even with a ranking system. I will be getting my cheap shots in on Tony Khan and AEW until they make the appropriate changes. He meant it in the way that Roman lost, and whatever was afforded to him is no longer, because he lost the WWE title. With the WWE title comes status. With the WWE title comes priority. That is now Cody Rhodes. So, they're in the ring, and Paul Heyman is addressing Cody Rhodes as the new champion. Solo Sikoa looks at Paul Heyman and asks the wise man, again, wins and losses do matter. Yes. Consequences are to be had if you don't win. Yes. He looked over at Jimmy. Jimmy, we all know, lost to Jey Uso at WrestleMania. He goes over to Jimmy, and he hugs Jimmy. Tells Jimmy Uso, his brother, he loves him. Jimmy, you hear him with his back turned to the camera, utter the words, I love you too, Us. Solo backs away, walks away. I legitimately thought he was getting a spike. He did not yet. All of a sudden, we see a hooded figure run into the ring and absolutely destroy Jimmy Uso from behind, which is then revealed to be Tama Tonga, former New Japan Pro Wrestling star. Solo Sikoa then joins in and absolutely brutalizes Jimmy Uso. Samoan spike after Samoan spike. Tama Tonga beating the shit out of Jimmy Uso. Paul Heyman in the corner, not knowing what to think. Solo then takes a chair, wraps it around Jimmy's neck, and does the Rikishi splash in the corner. With the chair wrapped around Jimmy's neck. Solo Sikoa and Tama Tonga walk out of the ring, and it looks like they are in business for themselves. Later on in the show, Paul Heyman walked out of the trainer's room where he was with Jimmy Uso to get Jimmy Uso diagnosed for the injuries that he may have suffered. Caleb Braxton's out there asking Paul Heyman what the hell happened out there. Walking up to Paul Heyman is Tama Tonga. He stares him in the face. Paul Heyman shaking, scared, not knowing what's going to happen next. Tama Tonga then looks at Paul Heyman and says, without really saying it, move out of the way. But he says, that was by order of the tribal chief. Nobody knows what that means. And that's the way we got that particular story this week. No more. We have to find out what happens next week. First of all, WWE absolutely needed something long-term that was going to take them from WrestleMania all the way to next WrestleMania. This should be the norm here. I'll get to David in a second with another $100 bomb. This needs to be the norm. WWE is afforded this right now and very lucky to have this because of the family lineage with the new signings that they're bringing on in that are a part of the family lineage. Coincidentally, it makes it a lot easier when you're bringing in big name free agents and they're a part of the fucking Anoa'i family. WWE needs this on an annual rotation. Every WrestleMania, what's the big storyline that wraps up? Wrap it up. WrestleMania is the season finale. Come the following week or whenever the draft happens, that's when we get the next major story, whatever it is. WWE, like I said, has been afforded the opportunity to take one story that wrapped up at WrestleMania, continue that same story with the same characters, and have it bleed into next year's WrestleMania. That is perfect. And I love that. And that's exactly what WWE needed. That's exactly what AEW needs. They don't understand it yet. I will let them know every single week, and I will make them understand. This was fantastic. And before I get into anything else, David Thiering with a $100 bomb. Let's keep this bomb party going. Appreciate the work you have done, JD, the week prior and after WrestleMania. You deserve to have a few cold ones this weekend. By the way, just wondering how you are holding up. That voice and rest-wise, great work as always. David, thank you so very much, brother, for your $100 super chat. My voice is not any better, but it's also not any worse. It's not like I'm doing screaming and a lot of talking in my time away from what I do here. I played a lot of Destiny 2 today by myself, and I tried to do the new activity that they just introduced to the game to try and hunt for a God roll recluse. But when I'm on here, man, I always give 120%. So this weekend, I recorded a video for you guys tomorrow. We got some news and rumors going out tomorrow. And then Sunday, I don't know, depending on what happens. I just may take the day off. So we will see what happens. But thank you very much, man. I am very much sleep deprived as well. But you guys keep me going. You guys keep me going. And it's a great thing to have such an amazing fan base like you guys, clearly. So that leaves us with WWE taking the story of the Bloodline and riding it all the way into WrestleMania 41. What is going to happen here? The most interesting thing of the night is we got Tama Tonga saying, by orders of the tribal chief. Now, who exactly is the tribal chief? We all know Roman Reigns is the tribal chief. That would be too easy. Why would Roman Reigns all of a sudden, not on television, say, you know what, Jimmy, you're out. And then give Solo Sikoa full reins of the Bloodline and Solo Sikoa the power to go enlist somebody else? I don't know. That's not the way that I think it has gone down. What I do think the lineage or the chronological order of the way things are going to go, it certainly looks like when Roman Reigns is gone for all this period of time, that he's going to come back as a babyface. It's not going to be the boring, cringe, Shield-like babyface that Vince McMahon tried to shove down our throats. He's going to remain the same Roman Reigns that we have seen over the last 4 years. But he will be a conquering babyface. Everything that Roman Reigns had is going to be taken away from him. I do think, and this is a prediction, I do think that Solo Sikoa is acting on behalf of The Rock. Again, it's just a prediction. I think that we're going to get a whole new bloodline without Roman Reigns. I think The Rock targeting Cody Rhodes for the WWE Championship was very telling as well on Monday night. There was no Roman Reigns there. He just kind of butted into the plan. He basically told Cody, that title, I admire that title. I want that title. Cody even let him hold the title. He came out basically challenging Cody Rhodes for the WWE Championship, but he needs to go away for a little bit. Why did he need to go away for a little bit? He didn't give us the real reason why he went away. He gave us a kayfabe reason. You're looking at it. He's going to have Solo Sikoa do his dirty work while he's gone. And in the meantime, we're going to get a battle of bloodline with Solo, Tama, Tonga, Jimmy Uso, and Jey Uso. That's where it starts. But I do think Solo Sikoa is acting on behalf of The Rock. I think The Rock is forming a new bloodline. I think the bloodline that we do end up getting, I don't know if anybody else is going to be added. But I do think that Rock, Solo, Tama Tonga, and Jacob Fatu are going to be in the same bloodline together. I do think that Solo was acting on behalf of The Rock, and the way things are going to go down is that's going to be your new bloodline, and when Roman Reigns comes back, he's going to have his own bloodline. He is going to reunite with the original bloodline. Roman, Jimmy, Jay, and Lance. That's what's going, or Zilla Fatu, whoever they want to bring on in. The other brother that we haven't seen yet. Could be any one of those. I do think that we are ultimately headed for a bloodline civil war, a bloodline war games is where we're going. Fantasy-like, I get it, but I do think that's the ultimate end goal here. And the chronological order of the way things are going to go down, you saw the first chapter of that happening. You saw Tama Tonga and Solo Sikoa, Jimmy and Jey Uso. That will be the battle for now. Rock's not going to be back till the end of summer. Roman probably not going to be back till around the same time. They'll give Roman Reigns off. This is the norm for Roman Reigns' schedule. We'll probably get that at Backlash. We may get it in Saudi. We may get it somewhere this summer. And then that'll be the first order of business. The second order of business would be bringing in Jacob Fatu. Having Jacob Fatu come into the bloodline and join The Rock as his enforcer. Rock versus Cody Rhodes at SummerSlam for the WWE Championship. That's where we get Roman Reigns coming back and making his presence known and basically starting the feud between Rock and Roman Reigns, which will then take us into Survivor Series and War Games. But not before Roman has to battle Solo Sikoa. Not before Roman has to battle Jacob Fatu. We'll probably get a mix of matches, which leads to War Games, like I said. Rock, Jacob Fatu, Tama Tonga, and Solo Sikoa against the original Bloodline, Roman, Jimmy, Jay, Lance Anoa'i, or Zilla Fatu, whoever they want to bring on in. I know WWE was also interested in Hikuleo. I don't know how he would factor into this. Which will then give way to the match that was supposed to be the original plan. Rock versus Roman Reigns, no championship for the Bloodline. Rock versus Roman, main event of WrestleMania, Night 2. Sounds like it's a great storyline to carry WWE from one Mania into the next, if you ask me. Jey Uso is going to get drafted back to whatever brand his brother is on. I think we've seen all we could see of Jey Uso on Monday night. He's been a tag team champion. He's battled Gunther. I don't think he's going to factor into the world championship. I just don't see him being that yet. This is much bigger than the world heavyweight championship for Jey Uso. Jimmy Uso needs Jey Uso. Jey Uso needs Jimmy Uso, though Jey has made his own star shine bright. Is he that guy yet? No. There is a ceiling. He is not a world champion caliber performer yet. He's got the makings of one, but he's not there. Jimmy, on the other hand, needs Jey. The Usos need the Bloodline. Roman needs the Usos. Roman and the original Bloodline needs to happen for the sake of this story. That's just the way that I see it. And if you don't like that, I'd love to hear what you guys have in mind, whether you want to leave it in the chat to discuss amongst everybody else that's watching me right now, or you can leave it in the comment section so I can see it after the video publishes. Very interested to see where you guys want to see this go. But I do think that this leads to Rock and Roman and some tension in the Bloodline. The final boss and the tribal chief. I don't know how WWE takes this, because the rumor is Dave Meltzer's throwing some silly rumor around that Cody Rhodes versus The Rock is going to be the match that they do at WrestleMania next year. Why? Why is that the match? I don't really get it. How long do you think that this is going to last? WWE really hit a wall with the Bloodline story, and the only thing that saved it is Rock. Given The Rock's schedule, we don't know how long he's going to be on television. Given some of the down periods we've seen when Roman wasn't on television, the Bloodline story really suffered when major players were not a part of it, and weeks went by where there was no continuity, there was no continuing of the story in any aspect whatsoever, and it just fell flat on its face. Quality over quantity. We don't need another 2 years of this. Everything that I just laid out can be played out in 1 year. Hopefully that's the way that they go about it. But I thought the storyline, I thought the segment tonight was tremendous. It's exactly what WWE needed. And I was wondering what that storyline was going to be, when we were going to get these rumored names coming on in. Tama Tonga is here. Jacob Fatu is supposedly confirmed to be signed. And you talk about a fucking game changer. Wait till you see Jacob Fatu. If they let him be him, oh my goodness. I'm loving it. I thought that segment was fantastic stuff. And Solo, I will say this about Solo. That was the best presentation of Solo ever. Solo's been such a background player. Solo has been such a loser, not in a derogatory way. He's been a loser. They use him to basically forward things and get a Bloodline match out of the way so the babyface could go ever, and they give him the loss. Solo Sikoa is basically the fall guy. It was great to see him be his own man, stand on his own 2 feet, give some dialogue, be a fucking boss, because that's exactly what they groomed him for. Love it. Absolutely love it. we will get into the rest of the show tonight. I want to thank you guys very, very, very much for joining me here on OTS. What a tremendous week. We're going to go over Cody Rhodes and what his promo detailed. We're going to go over what the main event of Backlash will be. 2 triple threat matches to determine who wrestles Cody Rhodes in France. And Bayley has a new number 1 contender for her championship as well. Lots to talk about here tonight on OTS. Again, thank you guys very much. What a week. Absolutely crazy. I want to thank all of the new followers on Twitter. I want to thank all of the new subs on YouTube. The rumor has it that I turned babyface on Wednesday. I don't know what exactly that means. I haven't strayed. I haven't changed. I don't know why I was a heel or why I turned babyface. Apparently, a lot of people agreed with what I had to say on AEW Dynamite this past Wednesday. The review did over 90,000 views. We had 8,800 plus live. More than any single creator in this space. Because we are the ones who changed the fucking game. Nobody else. We are the voice of the voiceless. We address the problems. We are honest. We are open. We are always real. Thank you, guys. The largest AEW Dynamite stream ever. And as a side note, we had 3 times more people watching us than that were in attendance for Dynamite on Wednesday. And we'll have 4 times the amount of people that are going to be live at Collision Saturday. So who exactly is wrong in this instance? Not me. I probably put out the best content that I've put out in the history of the podcast in this week alone. From last week's WrestleMania to this week. Go enjoy it, guys. It doesn't happen without you. Follow me on social media at JD from NY206. Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Cameo. Hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on the bell for notifications. Make sure you guys hit that thumbs up. We need 200 more likes for 1,000. We got 3,800 in here. I don't know what you're doing. Super chats are open. Get them on in. Be like my guy Billy. Be like my guy David. Be like my guy Phantom. Get those super chats in. And tonight's show is sponsored by my great friends over at DraftKings. I know you guys are excited about UFC 300, and I got a special deal for everybody that's going to partake in this historic event. Tonight's podcast is brought to you by DraftKings. What is going on, fight fans, with UFC 300? Just around the corner. Major matchups that are set to make history. This is something you guys do not want to miss. And I've teamed with DraftKings Sportsbook to bring you just a little bit closer to the action. All new customers who bet just $5 will receive $150 back in bonus bets instantly. All you have to do is download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Use my promo code JD from NY. It's as easy as that. DraftKings Sportsbook. The crown is yours. That's right. New customers who bet just $5 will get $150 back in bonus bets instantly. And if sports betting is not yet available in your state, do not worry. You guys can still join in on all the fun with DraftKings Daily Fantasy and have a shot to win cash prizes. UFC 300 is going to be a big one, guys, so take advantage now. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use my promo code JD from NY. And all new customers who sign up, bet $5 and get $150 back in bonus bets instantly. Once again, that's promo code JD from NY. only at DraftKings Sportsbook. The crown is yours. Take advantage of that offer, guys. DraftKings, tonight's sponsor right here on Off the Script. SmackDown. We obviously start off with the new champ, Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes is out there, makes his entrance. He asked Detroit, what do you guys want to talk about? So last Monday, he was interrupted by The Rock. A Rocky Sucks chant broke out. Who the hell told you it was open mic night, bitch? He then said, forgive me for cursing. I don't know what's gotten into me. Now, the open mic night bitch line was, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, the same line that Brandy Rhodes used on Jade Cargill when she first showed up in AEW. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think that's where he got that line from. He didn't just curse for the sake of cursing, though I wish Cody would be a little bit more edgy. He says it was uncomfortable and awkward, but he believed The Rock when he said he was going up to Hollywood and he would be coming back to look for him. He says he won't have to look very far because he'll be standing right there. He said that's in the rear view, but now they have to look forward. He said in 3 weeks he'll be flying to the first international premium event in France for Backlash. He says he's going to face one of the 6 wrestlers competing tonight in 2 3-way matches. He listed each name, and the names were very predictable. Very, very predictable. LA Knight, Bobby Lashley, Santos Escobar, AJ Styles, Rey Mysterio, and Kevin Owens. Now, I'll get to some of these people being there and why they were there and why some of these people shouldn't have been there, yet they were there anyway. I know people are going to be complaining about the likes of AJ Styles. Well, why is AJ Styles in a championship contender match and he just lost to LA Knight at WrestleMania, man? There's a fucking draft. Stop asking ridiculous questions. Who gives a shit? It's Backlash. They're not built into a SummerSlam or a Survivor Series or a Royal Rumble. It's fucking Backlash. What is Backlash? A bunch of nothing matches anyway. I'll do the complaining when that happens in a month where they have the draft and the rosters are set and then things don't make sense. That's when you'll hear me complain. Right now, tonight, for this, no. He said in 3 weeks, he'll be flying to France. Great. He says he's noticed that the arena is packed. He says he was going to turn his back to the camera because he wants to see everyone in Detroit. He said he is no longer the hunter, but now he is the hunted. If you come at the king, you best not miss. He mentioned he was once undesirable, then undeniable, and now the undisputed WWE champion. Not Universal Champion, WWE champion. They could be doing away with the Universal Championship, as they should, because it was a title that Vince McMahon strictly and only created for Roman Reigns. That's it. The Universal title, believe it or not, was used to further the Roman Reigns agenda. That's all it was created for. Cody's promo didn't really do much of anything. It was just, hey, make an appearance. Hey, be on SmackDown. Hey, address your audience. You're the new champion. And get everybody excited about your potential new challenger. That was it. Nothing was built here coming out of Monday. He mentioned The Rock. He got his obligatory Rock reference. Rock is going to Hollywood. He believes The Rock is going away for Hollywood. And when he comes back, he's going to be eyeing Cody Rhodes. Keep it in the back of everybody's mind. This Cody Rhodes promo didn't really offer anything new. It was basically, hey, I'm the new guy. I'm the new champion. This is my show now. Great. Backstage, Jimmy Uso, Solo Sikoa, and Paul Heyman walked up to a door that said the American Nightmare. Kevin Owens walked past them and said, "They're not invited," as he walked in. He pointed them towards the broom closet. Solo says he'd take care of him. Heyman said, "Winning and losing matters, and there are consequences to losing. You can't go in there. That belongs to Cody now. That's the champion's locker room. Cody occupies it." He said to get it back, they have to win the belt back. And that's by order of the tribal chief. Interesting. Interesting. It's the first time we heard that line tonight. It would not be the last. First of two triple threat matches. LA Knight, Bobby Lashley, and Santos Escobar. The winner of this match goes on to wrestle the winner of the second triple threat match, which will then lead to a one-on-one match later on next week. And then that match will lead to who wrestles Cody Rhodes at Backlash. I did not enjoy this match. I thought this was the least interesting of the two triple threat matches that we saw tonight. Escobar, I don't know what they're doing with Escobar. I feel like Escobar, after he turned heel, I feel like Escobar has been absolutely directionless. I don't know where they go with Santos. I don't. Bobby Lashley, he's leading the group with the Street Profits and B-Fab. And then we got LA Knight, who's still red hot. And WWE, I don't know what they're going to be doing with LA Knight going into the summer. But I had predicted that LA Knight, after beating AJ Styles at WrestleMania, I do think that they're going to be building LA Knight and Logan Paul going on into SummerSlam, because Logan Paul is from Cleveland, and LA Knight wrestling Logan Paul for the United States Championship, giving LA Knight a major title victory over LA Knight, or Logan Paul rather, for LA Knight would be the way to go. So we'll see what happens. But I'm more worried about Santos. I don't know what they're doing with him. I don't. He got embarrassed in the feud with Rey Mysterio. That match was a total dud at WrestleMania. What are we doing with him? There was so much upside to Santos, and the feud with Rey Mysterio just fell flat on its face. So once the bell rang here, Escobar ran at LA Knight before he got double teamed by Knight and Lashley. Knight tried to roll up Lashley. That was no good. So early in the match, you're not going to beat Bobby Lashley that way. Lashley was pulled out of the ring by LA Knight. They brawled for a little bit. Escobar dove through the ropes on both of them. And we go to a commercial break. We come back from break. Lashley and Escobar are fighting. Both men were on the top turnbuckle. Escobar tried to escape. LA Knight jumped on the top rope like he usually does and tried to go for his signature superplex. But Lashley powerbombed both Knight and Escobar down and pinned Escobar for a near fall. Knight fought out of a phantom driver because Escobar wanted to go for his finish. As he hit the big elbow on Santos, Escobar was now in the sights of LA Knight before Legado del Fantasma attacked LA Knight. There's no DQ here. So it would give Escobar the man advantage here because of the no DQ rule. They attacked LA Knight, flattened him with a triple powerbomb. They laid waste to Bobby Lashley next, and then the Street Profits come on out, and they shoo away Angel and Humberto. They chased those two guys off. Lashley took Escobar down with the flatliner, which looked awful, and he wanted to finish him off with a spear. Escobar dodged the spear, which caused Lashley to crash into the ring post. LA Knight snuck up from behind Escobar and got the win with the BFT. And that was basically the end of the match. I know the ladies got involved as well. B-Fab took out Elektra Lopez. But LA Knight wins with the BFT. He pins Escobar. And he goes on to next week to wait to challenge either AJ Styles, Rey Mysterio, or Kevin Owens to fight for the right to wrestle for the WWE Championship and Cody Rhodes at Backlash. It's a fine match. I expected LA Knight to win here. Escobar is not ready to move up to the WWE Championship. Neither is Bobby Lashley. LA Knight is a safe choice here, and they gave the safe choice the victory. And seeing the field of three in the second match after LA Knight won, it was easy to see early in the night watching SmackDown who was going to win the second triple threat match. And as you know, AJ Styles won it. We'll get to how he did. And we're looking at a WrestleMania 40 rematch next week on Friday Night SmackDown, where I do think AJ Styles will challenge Cody Rhodes for the WWE Championship. I have absolutely no problem with that. That's the type of competition that I want Cody Rhodes to have as the WWE Champion, whether it's a 1 week thing, 2 week thing, just going into Backlash or not. Maybe they continue with going into Saudi. I have no idea. But I love it. I think it's going to be great. This was an okay match with the right guy obviously coming out on top in LA Knight. Backstage, the LWO were interviewed. Kayla Braxton interviewed Rey Mysterio and the rest of the group. She asked Rey to comment on Escobar's loss. Rey called it karma. He accused Santos of attacking Dragon Lee and said it will come back to bite him. Kayla said he denied it. Of course they denied it, or he denied it. Carlito interjected and said, of course he denied it. Yes, of course. Of course he denied it, Santos. That silly Santos. It's because Carlito attacked Dragon Lee. Rey said the truth will eventually surface no matter how much you twist it. Rey talked about being inducted into the Hall of Fame and forming the LWO, but he said deep down, he truly feels he has another run as WWE champion. No. No, he does not. Carlito is the guy that attacked Dragon Lee. Carlito has every reason to attack Dragon Lee and not want to be a part of the LWO anymore. Rey overlooked him twice. Why would he want to be in a group where he feels like an absolute nobody and an absolute outsider? Does he join Santos and join Legado del Fantasma? I don't know. I don't know. We will see what happens. But I honestly, from me to you, I am tired of the LWO and Legado feud. I think it should have ended at WrestleMania, and we should be moving both groups on to something completely different. But like I said, there's a draft, and right now there really isn't anything better for these groups to do. So let's see it play out over the next 3 weeks, and hopefully they have new plans post-draft for both LWO and Legado del Fantasma. The Bloodline, Paul Heyman, Solo Sikoa, and Jimmy Uso made their entrance. This was by far the best spot, best segment of the night. Heyman stood middle of the ring, introduced himself to the Detroit crowd. He said, by the orders of the tribal chief, they make no excuses for what happened at WrestleMania. He says they don't blame John Cena. They don't blame The Undertaker. They don't blame Jey Uso. He said the tribal chief has ordered that they accept accountability. So he said by orders of the tribal chief, they make no excuses and they don't blame John Cena, The Undertaker, or Jey Uso. So then that means Jimmy Uso should be okay. He should be in the clear with the tribal chief. If that order is coming directly from the tribal chief, for Paul Heyman to go out there and say to the crowd tonight, just a little eye-opener there. He said at WrestleMania 39, Cody took his eye off the ball just 1 second. Distracted by Solo, and then Roman took advantage and retained his title. He said at WrestleMania 40, Cody flipped the script. He said when Reigns had a chair in his hands at WrestleMania 40, he could have smashed Cody with it legally. He didn't. Why? Well, we all told you why. I told you why. Heyman just repeated and reiterated what we all said when I was live on Sunday for the WrestleMania 40 post show, night 2, to go over why Reigns was standing there with a steel chair, Rollins on his left, Cody on his right. He opted to hit Rollins. Rollins promised Cody that he would be his shield. We didn't know what that meant when Rollins said that weeks before WrestleMania. We all thought that he would be in his corner. By him saying he was going to be his shield, we all thought that Rollins was merely going to be battling alongside Cody Rhodes, backing him up if he needed it. We did not know that Rollins meant legitimately dressing up as his old character in the Shield with the vest, coming down to the old Shield music, not knowing which way he was going to attack. And then he gets in the ring, and he absolutely is Cody's Shield, because when Roman laid eyes on Rollins wearing the entire Shield getup, it brought back old memories, it brought back anger, it brought back revenge. Remember, Roman has never beaten Rollins one-on-one clean. Rollins has had Roman Reigns' number. They may actually get back to that at some point. I hope they do. Because every time those guys are in the ring, it's always a barn burner. But he was his shield. It was a tactical mission, basically. He played mind games with Roman. He knew that he had Roman's number, not physically, but mentally. So Roman opted to hit Seth Rollins because Rollins did the same thing to Roman when he turned on Roman and the Shield and joined the corporation with Triple H. Roman Reigns has wanted revenge for that moment for his entire career. That's what Seth Rollins meant when he told Cody, I will be your shield. I mean, the way that they made it sounded dull. Yeah, he's going to be in his corner. But what they really turned it into was fucking brilliant. Because it was a callback to what those two guys have gone through for years and what Roman still lives with today. And they applied it to Roman's mental state because he figured, I got this opportunity. I wanted this opportunity. I got this guy beat. Let me blast this guy with the chair that I wanted to for fucking how many years now, and then I'll go on and retain my championship. It didn't work out that way. I mean, you know, we criticize WWE for logic gap here and, you know, some boring, lame stories that don't really flesh out the way we want here and there. I mean, that part of the story was fucking brilliant. No matter how you feel about Cody, no matter how you feel about Roman, no matter how you feel about the match, just that aspect of the match, to call back to that, to apply it to Cody finishing his story was fucking brilliant. Honestly. If you don't appreciate that, man, you don't appreciate the beauty of, and I wouldn't even call that long-term booking. That to me is a callback, but they took the long-term history between Roman and Rollins and applied it to make it make sense. Now, it's beauty. I love it. So, Heyman asked why, and he goes on to describe, well, after 10 years of waiting on revenge on Seth Rollins and betrayal of the Shield, Reigns gave into temptation. He said Reigns was distracted by his lust of revenge on Rollins. He said Cody was prepared and strategic and ready. And like that, it was over. He calmly said Cody is the new undisputed champion. Now, I don't know if The Rock is going to have a problem with that. I don't know if The Rock is going to call back to that eventually to blame Roman for losing the title and embarrassing the bloodline. I don't know if Rock is going to throw back to that and give Roman a verbal lashing for putting himself over the family. Again, I don't think that particular instance is over with yet. I do think that they do eventually call back to that, and I do think that will be an eventual go-to for The Rock to create dissension between him and Roman. There's a reason why Paul Heyman is mentioning it again here in the context of this promo, because WWE doesn't, especially Paul Heyman, doesn't say things without it coming up again or leading to something. He said Reigns was distracted by his lust of revenge on Rollins. He said Cody was prepared, and like that, it was over. Heyman's voice got louder as he said Reigns will rise from the ashes, and Solo interrupted and starts staring at Paul Heyman. He said if winning and losing matters, then there are consequences to losing. So that means consequences need change. Again, that line is going to come back and mean something eventually. Jimmy Uso was not the only one who lost at WrestleMania. Roman lost. Consequences need change. I don't think Roman is giving the orders here. He pushed Heyman aside, and Heyman looked concerned. He took a step toward Jimmy, who asked if he's blaming him. He hugged Jimmy, said he loves him, stepped away, and a man in a black hoodie, Tonga, attacked Jimmy Uso. Graves said that's the son of WWE legend Haku, who's been wrecking havoc in Japan for years. Heyman's reaction basically gave it away that this was not the plan. This was not by orders of the tribal chief. He took his hoodie off. He lifted Jimmy. Solo gave him a Samoan spike. Heyman in the corners yelling no. He landed several more Samoan spikes. He let out a big yell. Heyman in the corner, terrified. Solo turned to Heyman, who was cowering in fear. Solo asked him to raise his arm in the air, and he did. With his other hand, he took his phone to call Roman Reigns. Solo yanked the phone out of Paul Heyman's hand and broke Paul Heyman's iPhone by stomping on it repeatedly. Tonga then brought in a chair. Solo put it over Jimmy's head and neck. Heyman yelled, "This is not what the tribal chief wants. This is not what the tribal chief wants." Solo charged and hip attacked Jimmy with the chair wrapped around his neck. Heyman hesitated to walk past Solo and Tonga, who followed him to the back. This was a great segment. This was absolutely a great segment. They really needed to do something to really set the tone for what they're going to be telling this summer, and they did exactly that. So, by default, without even him being on TV, Roman Reigns is a babyface. I'm letting you know right now. Roman's not even on television. I don't know when he will be back on television. By default, Roman Reigns is a babyface because of what Solo Sikoa did here. Blatantly betraying Paul Heyman and the tribal chief. So Solo attacked Jimmy, and Heyman said, no, this is not the plan. This is not the plan of the tribal chief. Certainly is going to set up some interesting stories moving on here with Heyman, Reigns, Jimmy, Solo, Tonga. There are a lot of other moving parts. Like I mentioned, Jey Uso, I think, will be drafted back over to be with his family and join Jimmy. I think the Usos are getting back together. Jacob Fatu is supposedly rumored to be signed to the WWE. He's going to factor into this. I'm making a prediction. I could be wrong. Solo could very well be acting on his own. And this has nothing to do with The Rock. But I don't think that's the case. Because Solo hasn't been appointed by anybody to be the tribal chief. You just can't appoint yourself the tribal chief. It's got to come from somewhere. The final boss is pulling the strings. The final boss, The Rock, is pulling the strings. Solo is acting on behalf of The Rock. The Rock wants the WWE title. He's going behind Roman. He's forming his own bloodline. Jacob Fatu is going to end up joining them. The Usos will get back together. Other moving parts, if they are added to this, to add one more to the Rock side and another one to Roman's side, I don't know. I can only tell you what we have confirmed in the news and what we've seen on television. But by orders of the tribal chief, I don't think Roman has anything to do with this. We will see what happens. This was great television. And Solo looked fantastic. Solo looked better in this 10 minutes than he did during his entire Bloodline run. Love it. Bron Breakker. He's back on television. Officially called up to the main roster. Lost the NXT Tag Team Championships to Axiom and Brendan Fraser. Nathan Fraser. Man, Brendan Fraser and The Mummy, man. I watched The Mummy not too long ago. Great movie. Nathan Fraser. Great little tag team they got down there. Really dynamic and really explosive. There are rumors about Bron Breakker potentially getting called up and Baron Corbin joining him in the tag team. I don't know if that's the best way to go about it. I think Bron Breakker should really be depicted as a solo star. But you got to give Baron Corbin some credit. Got to give Baron Corbin some credit. He went down to NXT. He rekindled what was lost on the main roster. And he did the thing. Can't hate on him. He felt like he belonged. And working with Bron Breakker may end up being the best thing that has ever happened to Baron Corbin's career. Making them into a tag team on the main roster may be a step backwards for Bron Breakker. In NXT, it worked. So I'm genuinely curious what they end up doing with Baron Corbin now on NXT. The Wolf Dogs were very good. Cameron Grimes. Unfortunately, no creative plans, no vision, no creative. Comes out, 90 seconds. Bron Breakker's got some new theme music. I don't know why they opted to change Bron Breakker's theme music. I don't know what possessed them to do that. Bron Breakker's music fit him perfectly. And then they got him coming out to generic wrestler number 7 in the creator suite on WWE 2K24. At one point, I thought, what am I listening to? I thought it was like some remix of a song off the Blackout. I thought I was listening to a remix of Sad But True from Metallica. I don't know what the fuck they put him on, but it's not good. It's not good. There's no reason why they needed to get rid of his old theme song, but we could sit here all night and complain whose theme is good, whose theme is bad. Def Rebel sucks. Get CFO money back. Hire Jim Johnston back. It's crazy. No need to change his theme music. He beats Cameron Grimes in 90 seconds. Grimes flew at Breakker off the top. Breakker caught him midair and slammed him down with a power slam. Speared him for the win. It's basically all she wrote. Graves said Bron Breakker is going to be a problem for the entire SmackDown roster. That is, if he ends up on SmackDown. We don't know yet. We got a soundbite of AJ Styles saying tonight isn't just another match. He's in the triple threat match with Kevin Owens and Rey Mysterio. It's a chance for him to fix what went wrong at WrestleMania. He vowed to demolish everything. This isn't personal. It's necessary. I will step over both of your dead bodies to get what I want. And then he addressed LA Knight. The damage I caught tonight will just be a taste of what you're going to get next week. So he's already addressing LA Knight, already predicting he's going to meet LA Knight next week. He hasn't even won the match yet. Man genuinely loathes LA Knight. Bayley. She is the new WWE Women's Champion. She's out there proudly wearing her new championship title that she won at WrestleMania against Io. Fans chanted, "You deserve it." She said she feels great. She said the title reign feels different and special because the locker room of talent is better than ever and because of the fans. She says they've been there for all the ups and downs and injuries and setbacks. She says they never gave up on her vision. I thank you so much. Interrupted was Bayley by Tiffany Stratton, who was wearing a throwback color scheme / outfit from the movie Clueless. It was this yellow and black patterned outfit. She looked great. Stratton walked out and says it was a little rude that she wasn't given an opportunity at WrestleMania. Tiffany Stratton will be factored into many WrestleManias to come. No need to rush her this year. She said she's clearly building to some kind of open challenge, so Tiffany Stratton says she accepts. Because it is Tiffy time. Bayley said she wasn't about to issue an open challenge. That is what Tony Khan usually does, blindly, because he's lacking creative. She said she had someone in mind, and that someone is Naomi. Stratton says she couldn't even win a title if it glowed in the dark. Naomi came out, and Stratton told Naomi she was interrupting her, and I've already beaten you. What do you want? Naomi says she has beaten her before, but she's earned every single thing she's ever achieved in WWE, and she doesn't plan on stopping that now. She told Bayley she can't accept her challenge yet because she wants to take on clueless Tiffany right here and right now. So clearly she was mentioning the fact that she looked like the main star in the movie Clueless. So there you go. They were getting that match, and that match was a number one contendership. Winner faces Bayley, I believe, at Backlash for the Women's Championship. Before we get to that, Kayla Braxton, like I mentioned, was outside the trainer's room. Heyman stepped out, looked very upset about what had happened to Jimmy. She asked if Jimmy was okay. Tama Tonga walked up to Heyman, who looked very scared of Tama Tonga staring at him. Tama Tonga said, by orders of the tribal chief. Solo walked up to Heyman and looked at his taped thumb. Then they both walked away. Heyman said, what the hell does that mean? I'm telling you, man, my prediction is The Rock appointed Solo Sikoa the new tribal chief. That is my prediction. Oh, it's next week. Sorry, guys, it's next week. Here, I think a title match is happening at the pay-per-view. I don't know. You would think that's the case. It's happening next week on Friday Night SmackDown. Great. Naomi versus Tiffany Stratton. This actually went pretty long. I was surprised that they got the time that they got. So the backstage segment with Tama Tonga and Paul Heyman actually bled into the women's match. So we go back to the match after a commercial break. The match started within the commercial break. Naomi hit a leg drop on Stratton for a 2 count. She was on the attack, and she was working over Tiffany Stratton's arm. Bayley was at ringside. She was encouraging Naomi because they're friends. Stratton recovers, began to attack Naomi in the corner with some repeated shoulder thrusts. Stratton tripped up Naomi and then hit a running hip attack to take her out. Naomi fought back with a drop kick as she hit Stratton with a kick from the apron. Stratton shoved Naomi into the ring post, sending her crashing outside, and they go to another commercial break. So we come back with Naomi hitting a big flying crossbody off the top rope, then a springboard kick on Tiffany Stratton. She followed this up with a running drop kick in the corner. With Tiffany in a terrible spot here, Naomi got a big splash. Stratton is covered 1, 2, and Naomi only gets a 2.5. Stratton comes out with the O'Connor roll, followed by a devastating double stomp off the ropes. Naomi kicked out of 2. Stratton countered Naomi in the corner to flatten her with a beautiful-looking Alabama slam. Naomi is now in the drop zone. Tiffany Stratton's going up for the prettiest moonsault ever and got the jackknife pin for the surprise victory after she avoided the moonsault. The win earns Naomi a future shot at Bayley's Women's Championship, which the chat nicely confirms it is next week. next week on SmackDown. Tiffany Stratton not getting a title shot yet. It will be Naomi against Bayley for the women's title on SmackDown. Tiffany Stratton, mark my words, is going to win Money in the Bank. That is where she will win the championship. Tiffany Stratton winning Money in the Bank and glittering the briefcase up or putting some fake fur, some fake pink fur on the briefcase. That's exactly where they're going with it. Mark my words. Tiffany Stratton's going to be Miss Money in the Bank. And that is a missed opportunity if WWE does not capitalize on giving her the briefcase to get the next title shot whenever she wants. Not Jade, not Bianca, not anybody else. Tiffany Stratton. It is legitimately perfect for her gimmick. Jon Moxley, breaking news. Jon Moxley is the new IWGP Heavyweight Champion. So it looks like he'll be walking into Forbidden Door as the IWGP Heavyweight Champion. Very interesting. We will see what happens. The match with Naomi was not bad either. Glad Naomi's getting a title shot. Don't know what it's going to result in, but I'm assuming the feud with Damage Control is not over yet. We got an A-Town Down Under vignette. Yes, that is the team name of Austin Theory and Grayson Waller. They were reflecting on their WrestleMania victory. They showed scenes of them out on the town with the tag team title belts everywhere they went. Great. Next week, on top of Naomi versus Bayley, the Street Profits, Pete Dunne, Tyler Bate, and AOP will battle in a tag team four-way. I don't know who else is a part of that. I think it's AOP, the New Catch Republic, the Street Profits, and it may be Legado del Fantasma in a fatal four-way. They will crown number one contenders for the tag team championships. I don't know when, but Austin Theory and Grayson Waller will have new number one contenders coming out of next week's SmackDown. Logan Paul. He aired a vignette taking credit for WWE having their biggest events since he's arrived. He touted the social media views he's generated so far and said, this is the Logan Paul Levesque era. Interesting. Chelsea Green. She was backstage with Nick Aldis earlier in the day, and Chelsea was asking Nick Aldis if he ever keep them off WrestleMania, or why he kept her off WrestleMania. So she made a pitch for Nick Aldis to draft them, her and Piper Niven. Don't know why we're going back to this tag team, but here we are. Piper Niven says they want an opportunity to show what they can do together. Aldis said he wouldn't, let them go without finding some opponents for them tonight. So, tag team match here with Chelsea Green and Piper Niven against Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill. This match lasted 2 minutes. So Belair tossed Green around. Green tagged out. And in comes Piper Niven. She's in there doing her thing. Bianca eventually makes a tag to Jade Cargill, who once again, for a third week in a row, did nothing. Did absolutely nothing. Belair tried to tag Cargill. Niven grabbed her hair, hit a power bomb. Belair avoided a big splash. Cargill comes in. She does this very awkward, very ugly looking slam. And then she does Jaded to Chelsea Green. 1, 2, 3. And I'm already bored of Jade Cargill. All she is a theme, and all she is an entrance, and she poses, and she does this. Just give them the fucking tag team titles already, please. Just give them the fucking tag team titles so they can parade around as the superheroes they are with their fucking gold that is absolutely worthless. I don't hear all the Jade people now being so excited about her signing. How soon until this gets mind-numbingly boring? It's already reached that point. You've basically seen everything you need to see from Jade. It's not going to get any better. Kevin Owens. He walked around backstage. He wondered, I know. Jade is not a good wrestler. I know. You want her off TV? I know. I listen. If Bacardi says, you want Jade off television, right? Yeah. See? On cue. She's overrated, right? Yeah. Owens wondered about the cool camera shots they've been doing recently, which I love. He grabbed Byron Saxton's microphone, began to talk about his upcoming match with Rey Mysterio and AJ Styles. He walked by the desk that was backstage. Some goofball was sitting there with a replica Detroit Tigers championship title. He took the title. On the table also was a CM Punk shirt. He knocked the shirt off of the table. I don't know if that's going to play into anything. But he's walking to the ring for his triple threat match with AJ Styles and Rey Mysterio. Now, during the Jade Cargill match, I forgot to mention this. There was a little static interference, the same static interference that we got on Monday Night Raw during Bronson Reed. During the match, part of the screen glitched briefly and displayed a cryptic message, which said, "You forgot about us." Who's us? Is Uncle Howdy coming in with Alexa Bliss? That's what it certainly feels like to me. Main event. AJ Styles, Rey Mysterio, and Kevin Owens. Triple threat match. Winner of this match wrestles LA Knight next week for a shot to wrestle Cody Rhodes at Backlash in France. This match was very good, as you would expect with all three guys, because all three guys are great. Match started with Rey Mysterio, Styles mixing up. Owens clotheslined Styles to the outside. Owens threw Styles against the barricade, rammed him for a cannonball in the corner. Mysterio flattened Owens with a big splash into a commercial break. Back from break, Styles, Owens, and Mysterio all in the ring. Mysterio countered an Owens power slam attempt into a DDT. He then reversed a Styles attempt at a pile driver into a crazy-looking move for a near fall. Mysterio had Styles set up for a 619. Styles grabbed Mysterio's legs and lifted him up for the Ushigoroshi. Styles then began to fight Owens in the corner until Mysterio sent him outside to the floor. Mysterio met Owens in the corner and got hit with a very nasty superplex from the top rope. Mysterio's managed to kick out. Owens then avoided a standing moonsault from Styles, hit a super kick, big pop-up power bomb. He countered the Pele kick. Mysterio's kicked Styles to stop a Styles Clash attempt. Owens hit a powerful double stack German suplex on both Styles and Mysterio. Owens then flipped Mysterio's into Styles, and he got sent into the ropes for a 619. Mysterio connected, could not capitalize because Owens got him with the stunner on the ring apron. So Owens goes up top. He goes to the big swanton on AJ Styles. Styles gets the knees up, blocks it. Mysterio fought Styles on the top rope. Styles got the upper hand and hit an avalanche Styles Clash on Mysterio right on Kevin Owens to get the victory. Styles will now face LA Knight in a rematch from WrestleMania Night 2, and the winner of that match will get a shot at Cody Rhodes and the WWE Championship at Backlash. After the match, LA Knight appeared in the ring, and he and Styles talked trash to each other face to face as the show came to a close. So I actually like this. I think this is good. First of all, the show was very good tonight, very fun. It was a show that forward a lot going into next week with a major angle. We got another Uncle Howdy tease. There wasn't really much draft talk. I hope WWE is setting themselves up for a very good and different approach to the draft than we've seen in recent years. I will be very disappointed if Triple H takes the same boring approach for the draft. I hope with his new leadership and him leading the draft on his own, with everything being made by him, I hope there's a new approach to what they do there, but not much draft talk tonight. We got the 2 triple threat matches. We got a rematch next week for LA Knight and AJ Styles coming out of WrestleMania to determine the number 1 contender. Got Naomi and Bayley. That's the championship match that they're doing next week. What Bayley does at the pay-per-view, if she does anything at the pay-per-view, I don't know. And then we got the major Bloodline angle, which is going to carry SmackDown through most of the summer. All of the summer. It's going to be great. I thought tonight was a fun episode of SmackDown. It was a newsworthy show. I know some might be disappointed that it wasn't really the SmackDown after WrestleMania vibe, but I am in favor of long-term booking. And they started that tonight with probably what will be the biggest angle in WWE right now, with Rock and Roman off of television. That's exactly what needed to be done. So kudos to them. You're not going to see much as far as angle and sustainable feuds until after the draft. I get that people are like, well, why is AJ Styles the number 1 contender for the title when he lost to LA Knight? He's going to beat LA Knight next week. He's going to get his win back. He won a triple threat match. There's a draft coming up in 2 weeks. They're not going to give you major feuds and major storylines when both rosters will look vastly different than what you see now. There's no reason to complain. If it was a boring show, I would tell you it was a boring show. It was an entertaining show. Detroit was a great crowd. They forwarded things going into next week. It is what it is. Thank you guys very much for all your support. We're going to get into the Super Chats in just a second. Once again, thank you to my sponsor tonight, DraftKings. UFC 300 is coming up. I want you guys to take advantage. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use the promo code JD from NY. All new customers who bet just $5 will get $150 back in bonus bets instantly. And I know you guys are excited about UFC 300. It's going to be a major historic show. And we've partnered with DraftKings to bring you some great, great stuff. Tonight's show, once again, sponsored by DraftKings. What is going on, fight fans, with UFC 300 just around the corner? Major matchups that are set to make history. This is something you guys do not want to miss. And I've teamed with DraftKings Sportsbook to bring you just a little bit closer to the action. All new customers who bet just $5 will receive $150 back in bonus bets instantly. All you have to do is download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Use my promo code JD from NY. It's as easy as that. DraftKings Sportsbook. The crown is yours. That's right. New customers who bet just $5 will get $150 back in bonus bets instantly. And if sports betting is not yet available in your state, do not worry. You guys can still join in on all the fun with DraftKings Daily Fantasy and have a shot to win cash prizes. UFC 300 is going to be a big one, guys, so take advantage now. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use my promo code JD from NY. And all new customers who sign up, bet $5 and get $150 back in bonus bets instantly. Once again, that's promo code JD from NY. Only at DraftKings Sportsbook. The crown is yours. Thank you guys once again. Make sure you guys use that promo code JD from NY. Only at DraftKings Sportsbook. Follow me on social media at JD from NY206, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Cameo. Hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on the bell for notifications. Make sure you guys go check out all the other content on the channel. There is plenty of it. Please continue to hit that thumbs up. We got over 1,000 likes. We're nearing 1,200 likes. Thank you guys very much. Continue to get those super chats in. And again, I want to thank you guys for a tremendous, tremendous week of support on the podcast. And listen, we are only getting started. And I hope my voice goes back to normal come Monday. Let us get into the super chats. Armando with a $4.99. Keep cooking those AEW stands like Reg. Mr. 9 to 5. Story is everything in pro wrestling. Hope Trips keeps giving us story as he books moving forward. Thank you, Armando. I don't really appreciate people being tribalistic and fake. Some of these people in the community, some of these creators in the community just don't give opinion. They just skate by with barely any personality, with any content. Some are afraid to lose their media credentials. You got Sap saying that he went to 2 scrums in the last few years. You push it off to someone else who has the personality of a fucking eggplant from Fightful. Nobody watches anybody else but Sap. Nobody cares. They all covered their bases because they don't want to lose that relationship. Then I got to hear about fucking work ethic and, oh my God, this one works so hard for everything she's got. Doesn't hide the fact that most of them are fucking boring. Sorry. My opinion is my opinion. You can't refute what we do here. I'll tell you that right now. Armando, thank you, brother. Main event, 17 months. Did CM Punk make a comment about using someone's name for payoff? I want to say Tony did just that. I could be wrong. Meanwhile, Sheamus, IC Champ 2024. CM Punk made a comment about not using someone's name on the back of a t-shirt because Drew McIntyre put his name and likeness on a t-shirt to sell merch. Tony Khan did that. MGM 97 with a $4.99. Jacob Fatu tweets with a picture of his dad, Haku, and Bobby Heenan. All makes sense. Triple H is cooking something special. Yep. Jacob Fatu is going to be joining that new Bloodline 2.0, brother. William with a $5 super chat. Jack Perry was great tonight. Flipped off the Chicago crowd. Wore a flag with Punk's colors and stars. Booed out of the building. One fan yelled, 90210 sucked. It did. Good for him, I guess. Doesn't hide the fact that AEW totally didn't need to air the all-in fight between Jack Perry and CM Punk. Nobody's going to give a shit about Jack Perry coming back to television. MGM 97. Jack Perry's probably better off doing what he's doing now. Away from AEW. I feel like AEW will only ruin him. MGM 97 with a $1.99. Jacob taking Jay out for the world title Monday. I could see it. Raider Ed with a new membership. Susan Grace with a new membership. I don't think Susan's a new member. She's got a gold microphone. But Raider Ed, welcome. And Raider Ed also with a $19.99. Tony Khan needs to take notes from Paul Heyman on how to fear for his life. Looking forward to seeing Solo in the spotlight, but he needs a significant win streak to match all the losses he's collected. The bloodline never ends. Thank you, Raider Ed. Tony Khan did not fear for his life. And CM Punk did not lunge at Tony Khan from what we saw. Tony Brown, $4.99. I knew WWE was teaming up with Bianca and Jade, the Cake Twins. Two lovely ladies, Tony. Andy Suppers with a $2 super chat. Have a great show, JD. You're our number one go-to guy. Thank you, Andy. Matt Fugitive with 12 months. 1 year, people. Thank you, JD, for everything you do. Anyone who says they can do what you do, have no clue. Here's to another year. OTS for life. Thank you, Matt. Black Wolf Inc. with a 10. Solo Sikoa will likely rebuild the bloodline with the final boss's blessing. Roman will be exiled. Heyman does not know who is in charge right now. Let's also remember that Solo was sent by the elders and was voted to be the next tribal chief by Roman, Jimmy, and Jay last year. That money in the bank match is key. Paul David with a $5 super chat. Don't look now, but maybe looking at a potential World Series between the Yankees and the Braves. Who's down for it? My World Series aspirations went down the toilet when Spencer Strider went down with Tommy John surgery. Paul David. But the Braves should obviously be the odds-on favorite with that lineup. They're going to need to replace Spencer Strider with somebody, and it can't be a collective effort from the fucking bullpen. Daniel Easterday with 43 months. It's been a while, but I still trust you, and you're still the best around. I only watch your reviews for all things wrestling. Daniel, I appreciate that, brother. Thank you very much for sticking with me. Joshua Taylor with 2 months. What's up, JD? Thanks for all you do. Thank you, Joshua. Also with a $9.99. Hear me out, JD. Rock is the new tribal chief over this new bloodline versus returning babyface Roman and the Usos at Survivor Series War Games, leading to Rock Roman at WrestleMania 41. Thoughts? Basically described all that tonight in the show, Joshua. Are the Yankees playing good? What's the Yankees' record? I haven't even looked at the standings. I don't really look at the standings until May. We got a $1.99 super chat from Yeet. I love JD. Thank you, Yeet. Thank you, Yeet. Edward Liu with a $4.99. Very refreshing to see a PLE pay-per-view match pinfall without that stupid blackout. Was that blacking out a Vince thing? If so, more praise for the Triple H era. They're 10-3, huh? Better than I expected. Edward, yeah, Triple H is doing well, man. Everything Triple H is doing is just working. Phantom, thank you, brother, for the 100. Ali with a $4.99. I am in shock that Tama Tonga is in WWE and part of the new bloodline. I'm liking where this is going. Civil War Bloodline Part 2, take my money. Vince is going to have zero stock by the end of the summer, which means he will own 0% of WWE. I'm going to read this super chat as it came in. This is Must See TV, $4.99. Bro, why do you hate Jey Uso? He's way, way better than Cody. I don't know where you get off thinking I hate Jey Uso. First of all, you spelt his name wrong. It's J-E-Y, not J-A-Y. If you were such a fan, you know how to spell his fucking name correctly. Number two, I never said I hated Jey Uso. Why do pro wrestling fans always think that I said something, but it wasn't what they thought I said? I get that so much. Does anybody listen? All because I told you he wasn't a world champion caliber performer. That equates to me hating him. Just like these AEW fucking slobs. These freakazoids, the cult of AEW. JD hates AEW. I gave a fucking hour and a half rant while wearing an AEW hoodie. I spent merchandise on the brand. That doesn't mean I hate AEW. That means it's tough love. You do realize that I absolutely bashed WWE for years while being called a hater. And now I'm on the payroll of Paul Levesque. So if I was a WWE hater, how could I all of a sudden love WWE? Now I'm an AEW hater. But it was only 3 weeks ago that I praised AEW for the best television that they put on in 5 years. No, but that went in one ear and out the other. Here's a fucking clue for everybody listening to me. If you're new, if you're old, open your fucking ears. I am very cut and dry. If I like it, I'll let you know. If I hate it, I'll let you know. There's no in between. So to answer your question, no, I don't hate Jey Uso. You just hate comprehending when another individual is giving their opinion and you think something that is completely different than what's coming out of my mouth. Do better. Billy, thank you for the 100. Frank Morano with a 5. WWE are not ready for the Samoan werewolf, Jacob Fatu. He is a game changer. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. Corey with a new membership. Corey, thank you so very much, man. David, thank you for your generosity. David, Billy, and Phantom, thank you for the $100 bombs tonight. Epsilon Sama with a $2 super chat. TK, this is how you show new talent. Tama Tonga equals star. Yeah, well, to be fair, AEW also doesn't have the bloodline. Lewis, what's up, brother? $4.99. Fuck everyone else. You're the best in the IWC. OTS for life. Lewis, thank you, brother. Always good to see Lewis. Super G Bros with a $5 super chat. Hi, JD. Keep up the good work. I lost interest in AEW after Sting retired and Darby Allin got buried. I hope Darby lands in WWE in the future. Darby's going to be an AEW lifer. He ain't going nowhere. Tay-Tay with the 20 months. Thank you for the 20 months, Tay-Tay. What a debut for Tama Tonga. New Bloodline versus OG Bloodline. Sign me up. Cody versus AJ. Backlash. Inject it into my veins. SmackDown. Cooked. Tonight. Fallen Exposure with the $2 super chat. JD ETA on Jacob Fatu. This is going to get nasty. I don't know. There's no rush. Someone said that they could see Jay attacking or Jacob Fatu attacking Jay on Monday when he gets his title match against Damian Priest. Heisenberg with a 279. Jade really is all entrance and no substance. Oh, yeah. Been saying it for months now. Nobody seems to listen, but then they'll label me a racist. It's funny how that works. Yet on Wednesday, I called for Tony Khan to put more effort into making Swerve the first black AEW world champion. No, but I'm a racist. It's funny how some people don't listen. Corey with the $20 super chat. Just became a member to your channel. I love it. Keep the shit going. Yeah. Oh, by the way, I'm drinking some Busch lattes with a couple of shots of scotch. Sounds good to me, man. Pour me a shot. Adam with a $2 super chat. Tama Tonga, great debut. Thank you, Adam. Phil with a $19.99. I'm excited for the new chapter in the Bloodline story. Rock calling the shots of Solo and Tama Tonga while the Usos reunite with Roman. Rock's bloodline versus Roman's bloodline inside War Games makes a lot of sense to me. Certainly makes a lot of sense to me as well, Phil. Dom Wapo with a $4.99. Hey, JD, just got fired from my job. Trying to keep my head up For you and the OTS family, see keeping my head high. Love Tama Tonga's debut. Hashtag Civil War. Tom Watbombs, very sorry to hear that, brother. You will land on your feet. Believe me, I've been there. Keep looking, man. You got our support, no doubt about it. Black Wolf Inc. with a $5 super chat. For War Games, I think we see Rock solo. Tama Tonga, Jacob Fatu versus Lance Anoa'i versus Roman, Jimmy J, and Sami Zayn. Seth Rollins for LTB on steroids. That's the great thing about this, man. You don't know where it's going to go. Is it going to be all family, or is it going to include other WWE members? I don't know. Tone C with a $5 super chat. I had fun at tonight's show. I don't know if anyone saw, but I was the one with the Ace and LTB signs. OTS for life. I did not see that, Tone C, but I appreciate it. I appreciate the love and the effort. Noah, $4.99. Cody feels different in a good way. Something about him now. And for the people who call you a Triple H dick rider, JD, they can call me that as well. He's cooking. He certainly is, Noah. See, what these fools don't realize is that from day one, I was the only one covering black and gold. So if anybody knows Triple H's methods and booking, it's me. Undisputed Gaming, $1.99. JD, love you. Remember, Roman made Solo tribal heir. He did. He did. But what I said on Undisputed Gaming is merely a prediction. I could be wrong. CM Punky, Hunky, you get me, re-truthy, Demeter Bullion. 99 cents. Thank you, Demeter Bullion. D. Brown with a 17 months. If you haven't yet, check out Brendan Fraser's The Whale. Powerful movie and great comeback movie after everything he's been through in his life. Interesting. I only know him for The Mummy. One of my favorite movies ever. Noski Cleveland. $4.99. Could Sammy rejoin a face bloodline as the honorary Oos? Great work this week. I think Sammy's moved on from that, though it's always possible. CM Punky Hunky, you get me, re-truthy, Demeter Bullion with a $7.99. My guy CM Punky Winky Wonky Funky Hunky said that my wife Triple H has his false teeth in his purse still. Maybe I need to drive to Adelaide to get them, Z. Demeter, you are out of your fucking mind. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, but somehow I love it. I don't know. Philip Newton, $4.99. Mox is the new IWGP World Heavyweight Champion. He defeated Tetsuya Naito at Windy City Riot in Chicago. Great. Another AEW talent holding a championship on their show. Or another championship being added to the collective of championships already on AEW television. That don't mean nothing. Mr. Noob, $5 super chat. People were excited about Jade because of WWE's training. I think Meltzer actually got a report correct a few months ago when he said it wasn't going well. Well, clearly it's not. Clearly, it's not going. Lisa with a 5. You called it weeks ago, JD, but I'm over Jade's 2 moves and pin combo. The Bloodline story is huge potential, long-term storytelling at its best. Yes. I think most of everybody's over Jade. The only people that are on Jade's side are probably all the fucking cucks over at Fightful and everybody else that's fucking clueless and afraid to say anything because they don't want their reputations ruined. God forbid somebody gives a fucking honest opinion around here. David Thiering with a 1 month. Great review, JD. What other NXT names before the draft do you want to see showcased that haven't shown up yet? Carmelo and or more. Carmelo Hayes is definitely getting called up, and David Ilya Dragunov is a part of the draft as well. Keep that in mind. H Posts with a new membership. Thank you, H Posts. Coiled Phoenix, thank you for the re-up and recommitment to the VIP club. Main event with a $2 super chat. Thought, if Tony don't change, we get AEW Vince. He's already becoming Vince. He's already what he despises. Justin with the 20 months. Very close to the golden microphone. Keep doing what you're doing. Forget the haters. They just motivate you to do better. Best YouTuber ever. Justin, I'm not the best ever, but I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Stu Sexton with a 49 months in the venue. As always, great review, brother. And Tama looked incredible. Cannot wait to see him wrestle. OTS for life. Stu. As always, man. 49 months is a long time. I appreciate you, man. H Post with a $10 super chat. Big reason I became a WWE and pro wrestling fan is because of you. Just wanted to give you your flowers, just like I want to give said flowers to Roman Reigns, our tribal chief. H Posts. Thank you, man. Tony's Snow Mountain with a $4.99. Just started watching recently and instantly became a fan. Keep up the good work, brother. Tony Snow Mountain, thank you. Much appreciated. Jose Perez with a $1.99. Your rant on AEW was epic. Hope your voice is better. It's not right now, Jose. I'm hoping by the weekend, when I rest it, we'll be good. Crunchy Sock with a $1.99. Yankees, 10-3. Let's keep it going. John Cena's Bald Spot with a $10 super chat. Agree that Solo attacked on behalf of The Rock. He has no loyalty to Roman. He originally joined the Orders of the Elders. Do you think any chance Jacob Fatu might be positioned as the new tribal chief? It's possible. It's possible. Phil with a $9.99. Someone told me today that Cody can't tell great stories. I don't know what we just went through the last 2 years to get Cody's first title win in WWE, but I guess I don't know much. Phil, whoever said that to you is a fucking idiot. Cody's one of the best storytellers in wrestling. MGM with a $1.99. Sammy with the Usos and Roman makes the most sense to me. And Coil Phoenix with a $100 super chat. Coming in late. Hey there, JD and OTS family. I just wanted to come on here and say how much I've missed you and how excited I am for this new era. When do you see Rhea losing her title? My prediction is the SummerSlam match against Jade. But I would like your opinion, please. I don't think Jade gets anywhere close to that title match or title, Coil Phoenix, until next year at some point. I think she wins the tag team titles with Jade Cargill this summer. Coil Phoenix, thank you so very much. And MGM97 with a $1.99. Have a good weekend, brother. You guys do the same. I'm getting out of here. I'm going to go get some sleep, rest my voice, and I'll be back this weekend with more Off the Script. Follow me on social media at JD from NY206. Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Cameo. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that thumbs up. And go check out DraftKings for UFC 300. Until this weekend, guys. Next time you see me back live will be for Monday Night Raw. I'll see you guys later.